Hello and welcome to Lowcountry Lowdown. I am your host, C-Town. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that wonderful whatever. We got a great guest today, Miss Rachel. Hello, how you doing?
I'm good.
Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for taking the time.
For having me.
Absolutely. So, what do you do? Who are you?
I am a dog groomer, and I own that business, and I sling lemonades on the weekends.
Slinging lemonade.
Yeah, and I also own that business too. So business owner, through and through, and I mean, just out here living life.
I love that. Absolutely. So let's kind of get started on that. So you, I don't know exactly how old you are. You're about my age. I remember we went to middle school together. So, young, just saying, guys, I'm very young still, but, you've got out here your own two businesses now.
Yeah.
At what point was that the plan? Because that's pretty early on to go like head first into it.
Yeah, I think it's when I officially got into mobile grooming, and I was honestly doing a lot of it myself anyway, except just not owning the business, and I wasn't doing a lot of the behind the scenes. But I was like, if these people can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
So why not give it a try?
Yeah.
So I was like, let's do it. And I think I've always kind of felt like that with grooming because it is such a field that you can do your own thing. Because it is trade work almost, really.
Yeah, it seems like it lends itself well to entrepreneurship. That it's kind of a common theme. It's a little funny that I hear with a lot of entrepreneurs. It's almost like a touch arrogant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you do something for a while and then you go, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how
I felt. That's how I felt.
Well, that's cool. So, okay, was that like fresh out of high school you jumped into that? Did you go to college all?
No, so I went to a lot of colleges, honestly, because I really didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I thought coming out of high school I wanted to be a nurse, so I went that whole route. Yeah, anatomy is not my thing.
No.
Shout out to y'all that can
Them nurses.
that can do all that. That's a whole different realm. But it just wasn't for me. So I went I hopped around a lot, and then I did art school for a while because I wanted to be an art teacher. I always loved the creative aspect.
Yeah.
So I think that's really what drove me
For sure.
to that. But in between, I became a paralegal. Shockingly,
Okay, so
right?
nurse, paralegal.
Yeah, nurse, paralegal. I actually finished paralegal school.
Okay.
I actually did finish paralegal school. Worked at a law firm for a short period of time. Realized I felt like my soul was dying.
It seems like not super exciting work.
No, it's not. I mean, attorneys are just a different vibe. And I love them. Two of my clients are attorneys. I love them. They are amazing. Shout out to Lauren. Love her. But I just I couldn't do it. But they gave me a chance and it was amazing. And then I left that job, became a receptionist at a dog spa.
Okay.
Didn't even know dog grooming existed. Shockingly, right? Didn't think about it ever.
That's how God made them, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't even think about it. And my family was actually really against it.
Okay.
They were like, what are you doing with your life?
Okay, yeah.
You went to paralegal school.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be paralegal, a normal 9 to 5.
Sure.
Whatever. I was like,
benefits.
I'm gonna go and do this thing. Rock on.
Yeah. You gotta live your life. Well,
but
yeah. I mean,
start doing that.
It's a great career to be in, honestly, when you think about it. I'm, kind of tinfoil hat crazy when you think about AI and all the things.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything against paralegals, but it seems like some of that work you could machine. I don't know at what point you can get a robot to groom a dog.
Yeah, I don't know because those things are moving targets.
It seems like more future proof. Okay, so
yes.
So you're doing the paralegal thing. You said, I'm not feeling it. I'm going to go be a receptionist at the dog grooming spot. And then at what point you just kind of were like, let me pick up the shears and just kind of give it a shot? Or
I think honestly, I feel like that whole the transition was really fast because a lot of the grooming world, a lot of groomers kind of tend to rotate around kind of thing. It's a very fluid job. So the place I was working, they needed groomers, and I just came to them and I was like, hey, I'm interested in learning how to groom. I would love to become your fourth groomer.
Yeah.
So they gave me the opportunity to start doing that. I worked with 2 groomers. They taught me everything I know. And then I got some certifications on my own and just kind of started thriving from there.
Gotcha. So is that like, do you need a license or certification to do it, or
No.
you can just, it's like it helps to have it type of thing, just for
Yeah,
like credibility,
like
or
to continue education.
okay.
I'm like big on that, and
Mhm.
like pet CPR and first aid for sure.
Never even thought about that. Pet
Right?
CPR.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, especially with mobile, like a lot of people don't think about it, like in a salon, because there's multiple people in a salon, so like you have a lot of help.
Right.
But in mobile, it's just you.
So you go to the clients?
Yeah, I go
Okay.
to the clients. When I worked in a salon, there was like 4 of us groomers, so like a lot of help,
Yeah,
a lot of
everyone around
people.
you.
Yeah, so I feel like it's just really important to have continued education. Plus, I want to learn cool new trends.
Yeah, why not?
So
Yeah, you get bored if you stop learning.
Yeah.
My younger sister is she does dog grooming. She's like at a salon or whatever.
oh
though.
yeah,
Yeah. And she says, I never really thought about it because it just, it's one of those things that doesn't occur to you. But
Yeah.
she's got some stories. Like
Yeah.
it's an exciting job.
Yes.
I mean, they go in there and there's, all sorts of special requests, I'm
Yes.
sure. What's the craziest request? Can you say that?
Mm,
Maybe not.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah,
All right, let's,
probably
okay.
not.
What's the best request? What's the most fun?
Honestly, I like when it's like different stuff, because like we get
Yeah.
caught up in like the same kind of like one like length all over,
Yeah.
all these kind of things. But I do have like some that come to me and they're like breed cuts. I really do like breed cuts. I think it kind of like separates it out.
What's that?
It just depends on the breed. So like a Westie
Okay,
has
so
like a
it's
skirt.
like this is how, like when they
Yeah.
have the dog shows and it's like that's what that dog's
Exactly.
supposed to look like or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what that dog's supposed to look like. So it's like those kind of cuts. I like those. And then shockingly, as I've become like mobile and like learning as I've gone
Mm-hmm.
over the past couple years, I really do like longer haircuts. But there's a point
Okay.
where I like it gets a little too long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what y'all doing? Like, I know this dog's life does not.
Yeah,
Like-
because it probably. I mean, we have my wife and we've got a husky. I guess I didn't even know until we got her. She was a rescue, so.
Okay.
And I guess there's like short-haired and long-haired ones.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's the short-haired one, so she's pretty much fine. Sheds like you wouldn't believe. But
yeah.
but I guess she's like okay in South Carolina. But I heard the longer hair ones, like if you don't trim them down, it's just like brutal and it's
Yeah.
too hot for them down here and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So probably stuff you got to think about as well. So you've been doing the mobile dog grooming thing.
Mm-hmm.
How long you been doing that now?
I've been doing mobile. My like time period is like real off. I feel like I've been doing it for like my whole life.
Yeah.
But it really hasn't been that long. I've been grooming for like a total, I think, of like 4 years.
Okay,
So
that's a good little while.
yeah, I've been doing it a little while.
Mhm.
It's been like the job I've kept the longest.
Yeah.
Woo, yay.
Yeah.
I would say like 2.5 years.
Since like going independent.
Yeah.
Cool. And was that like when you jumped into that initially, was it more of a like how did you go about acquiring clients? Was it just like people you knew, or how'd you kind of go about like getting your first few folks, or was it just like folks you had already met before from trimming their hair and all that?
Yeah, so a lot of it's pretty much like a client relationship that
Mhm.
you build like over
Yeah.
time, especially if like the people like you and you
Yeah.
like build trust and everything.
People take it seriously.
Yeah, it's like their dogs are their children, and I love
Mhm.
that because my dog and my cat are my children.
For sure.
So I take that very seriously. So a lot of my people have followed me from when I started in a salon, when I went mobile grooming with the one company, and then when I went and did my own. Like
Mhm.
they have followed me all the
Yeah.
way, and I've been like very lucky in that,
Mhm.
and I love all my clients.
Yeah, well, no, I mean it's really a testament, to the quality. I don't know exactly how many. I'm sure there's a few out there,
Yeah.
that can provide the service. So I mean, to have that relationship that follows you over the years is really great.
Yeah.
It seems like an organic transition because you strike me as like a really artistic type of person.
Yeah.
Obviously all the tattoos and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool. Do you have
Thanks.
was that like is there any stories behind those, or is that just like, I mean, they seem like there's some people will get like mom, but these are like
Yeah.
actual intricate like designs and all that.
Yeah, so like this arm is like my arm of like random things outside
Uh-huh.
of like my grandma's like handwriting
Uh-huh.
on a letter I found when she passed away. And then this whole arm, I just love spooky
Yeah.
like season all year round.
Oh,
I'm one
yeah.
of those.
It's almost time.
Yeah. So, but the houses that I have on my arms are actually because of my dad.
Uh-huh.
We used to watch the Addams Family and
Oh,
the
nice.
Munsters, like the black and white TV
Yeah.
shows. Not Not the one from the 90s.
No, that one's off the list.
Yeah, we don't
Cut
watch
that.
that.
We don't talk
Addams
about
Family
that, Adams.
movies. No.
Okay.
But those are for him. They're just their houses. And then this one on the front, it's just like a skull and a girl. But I just see as like, no matter like what you look like or whatever, like we're all the same, like underneath.
Yeah.
And like you're beautiful regardless. So
No, that's awesome. I'm a big fan of. I mean, there's nothing wrong with whatever tattoo, but I do like the really intricate ones. I think they're just it's just really cool to see that come together, because it's not an easy task to put together. And then also, how much thought you're going to put into that's going to be on your body forever. Like, but I mean, some of these people get these, big, massive, and it's just really a very incredible talent when you see folks do that. Speaking of tattoos, Tatted and Tart Lemonade.
Yes.
That's a new thing you're doing.
Yes.
And that's like just started, right?
Yeah, that just started. I started the business in like July or August, but we had our first event like a week or two ago, and we sold out in like 2.5 hours.
There you go. Congratulations. So it's
Thank
not like a
you.
brick and mortar like thing.
No.
It's like a kind of like, not like a food truck, but kind of like an event type of pop-up type of deal?
So we do different markets and stuff. So we did like a book fair kind of market up in Greenville. And that was fun. I mean, it was crazy. I wasn't expecting it to be like that intense for my first one.
Yeah.
But people loved it. And I love that they loved it because I love it. And I've only tested on my friends and family.
Yeah.
So like,
just
you
seeing the
never really
proof of
know.
concept. Yeah, you never know till you get out there and do it.
Until like you give it to people you don't know.
Yeah.
Then you get the real.
Well, what do strangers think about this?
Then you get the real feedback.
Yeah.
But people loved it. Like they were coming back for like 2 and 3 of them, and I was like, I love y'all.
Yeah, incredible.
I love y'all.
No, that's really awesome, and I'm particularly excited about you coming on more because you seem to be a product that is unique to yourself. And I mean that in the sense that, like, I mean, yes, there are other lemonades, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this specific thing that you're doing, it's just a very niche thing. It's this very new thing, and you're not going to find that exact product unless you go directly to Rachel, right? So that's what kind of, to me, that was the whole point of starting this, is finding these, like, unique, hey, this is something that we have. It's here in Somerville. Nobody else. I mean, I know you went up to Greenville, or is it you're going to?
I went up to Greenville, but my next one is actually Sunday at downtown.
What event is that?
It is the Holy City Vintage Market, and it's going to be at Royal American.
Royal American Holy City Vintage this Sunday. And what time?
From 11 to 4.
Get there quick before it sells out, because it will, apparently.
It will.
So that's really cool. When you decided to get into this, did you think it was going to be more of kind of a hobby thing, or how did you, like, it was just like, we're going to do this on the side.
Yeah.
Do you see it going into something like now, after going out there and selling out in a couple hours and kind of seeing how people received it? Are you a bit more excited for like future growth? Do you think it's still going to kind of be chill in the background type of deal, or?
No, I mean, I hope that it can like get a little bit bigger. Because I mean, I do have passion, and I really did think it was gonna be more of like a hobby. Like, we'll go do these like events, like they'll be fun.
Yeah.
Because none of my family thought we were gonna sell out, and they'll be honest with you. Like they were like, "Oh, my mom looked at me and was like, oh, don't be sad if you don't sell anything."
Sure.
We had a line the whole 2.5 hours.
Oh my goodness.
And like all the way, and I like looked up at one point and I was like, we have a line.
That's so crazy.
We have a line.
That's incredible.
But I hope it becomes something like a little bit more like intentional. Like it, not saying it's not intentional, but like I would love for it to be more of like a staple than just like free floating like at different events and having to like go through that.
So you think
like,
more
aspect.
just kind of like a local established type of presence, you're thinking?
Yeah, I hope so. I know like getting into like the markets and everything is like a whole different ballgame
for sure that
I've had to learn. And that's like I'm always on Instagram trying to like figure it out. And then also juggling like the Evil Beagle too. And I'm like
that's the dog room?
Yeah, I'm like,
love that Evil Beagle.
Yeah, I'm like
that's so fun.
Both of them, but I feel like they both bring like a different feel to Charleston.
For sure.
Because the Evil Beagle is not your like typical like free frilly like name aesthetic.
A little bit more kind of edgy.
Yeah, and like a lot of dog grooming places are very like frilly.
Yeah,
like,
Petco or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, then there's those ones too. But like, and then Tatted and Tart. There are different lemonades, but I wanted it to be like associated with me.
Well, I really appreciate that you allowed your personality to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what I think a lot of entrepreneurs kind of get nervous about is they're like, I want to be, kind of neutral. I don't want to be too anything because I don't want to offend anybody. And it's like, as a small business, that's kind of the goal, not necessarily to offend, but like you're not trying to be Walmart. You know what I mean? Like we have Walmart.
Yeah, exactly.
It's there. They have $1 billion. If you're going to go out and do your own thing, you've got to let your personality shine, right? And I mean, just having the motivation to do it. I know I wouldn't care to get out of bed to do soulless lemonade. you know?
Exactly.
But having a bit more of a niche thing and like doing your own personality, and I love that quite a bit. So, Evil Beagle, doing that's a travel thing, and that's kind of more fluid. You've got the Tatted and Tart lemonade now, and so I wonder, is that something you ever think could like cross over? Like, I mean, if someone's like getting their haircut with their dog, getting some lemonade.
Probably not, because honestly, like even when I try to eat, like during the day, hair is just everywhere.
I bet.
Always. Always. And I'm like, awesome. That's gonna have some hair in my in my drink.
It's I'm saying my dog. Even we won't even cut her. I mean, we'll get her groomed every now and again, but just like I can't wear black hardly. Just white hair husky. It's just like everywhere. Killed like 7 Rokus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not Roku. What are the Roombas? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. No, she'll just like murder them. I think it'll go around for like 5 minutes and just give up. There's no. I mean, it's.
I can imagine.
It's like what do you call it? The the Western thing that rolls around. What's it called?
Oh yeah, like the tumbleweeds.
Yeah. It's tumbleweeds of hair around my house.
Yeah.
We got brown floors. Terrible mistake. It's just everywhere. You can't
see it all the
time.
time. See it all the time.
It's ridiculous. So, where do you say, like, if we're going to say 5 years down the road, like we're just kind of doing the future, I know you just started. Do you have any vision for like, what is this going to be at a certain point? Like, I know it just started and you're just feeling it out, but like, surely, sitting around kind of dreaming like, oh, what could this transform into? Like if everything goes perfect, and then this is regard to Evil Beagle and the Tatted and Tart, like what would that look like for you, I guess, in an ideal perfect world?
For like Tatted and Tart, I would love to be able to like get into like bigger venues, I think. Like still local, but like bigger venues than like the events, but still like do the events too. I really do. I did enjoy like the book fair event I did. Yeah. Like it was so much fun, honestly. But like scaling it up to a level where it can be in like bigger aspects. Because I mean, it definitely could be if you just have to have enough people to do it.
For sure. Yeah. Scaling and all that's always difficult. And then you got to trust people with your baby.
Yeah. Which we're going to be testing that out this weekend too. So like that'll be fun. But the Evil Beagle, I think it's because I've had the Evil Beagle for so long now. I've like kind of like thought different things through. I would love to like, I'm not going to expand like outwards.
Gotcha. You just want to like keep that as like your baby?
Yeah, like I'm just going to keep it as me, but like almost like scale it like upwards, like into like a different like vibe. I would love to somehow get into like a teaching aspect. Okay. Which we're like kind of like dabbling in, trying to like figure that out. So like kind of
teaching other people how to.
Yeah. Okay. And like trying to maybe like get into something like that, and soon a little bit down the road. Yeah. Because I do feel like there is a disconnect in the grooming world.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like there'd be a demand for that too. Because I know I'm just thinking of like human hair. I mean, I know there's a cosmetology school or whatever. Yeah. Where you go to learn that. And then with the dog grooming, it's probably a bit of a void in the market in terms of how to do that. Because I would venture to say it's probably harder to groom a dog's hair than a person, just because of the like cooperation factor.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, you got cutting kids' hair
and stuff, but dogs, I mean, it's like their whole body. Yeah. Like you got movement like constantly. Some dogs are better than others. I mean, there's so many different aspects that go into it.
Yeah, I think that would be a really hard skill to learn, and probably a lot of things that people don't think about. They're like, oh, I love dogs, I'm going to cut their hair. And it's like, okay, well, this is how you inject a rabies shot. I don't know, they're going to bite you all the time.
Yeah, so it's like there's just little things that go into it. But with South Carolina not you don't have to be like licensed or anything.
Are there other states that do?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's not like very consistent, like at all.
Yeah.
So you have some places where you do have to go to school, and then you have some where you don't. And South Carolina is one of them where you don't. So anyone can start grooming.
Just like go out there and trim some hair today.
Yeah, you can start
Not
like,
well, but
yeah. I mean, you can start in your bathroom doing
All
your
right,
thing,
yeah.
and then go into a salon and be like, hey, this is how I groom dogs. And I mean, you know, some people like have the gift, and like they're amazing, and then some people they just do it for fun.
I feel like with the lack of licensing, it probably, you know, building a brand is probably that much more important.
Yeah.
Because if you have a more like formal, you know, set up licensing process, it's probably a little bit easier. Like, okay, I can go to whoever and it's probably going to be at least okay. But then you have maybe folks, like you said, you know, first time they're like, oh, I'm just going to try this. And then you don't want your dog to be the experiment, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think having that brand is going to matter a lot more.
Yes.
Wanted to circle back to what you were talking about the festivals and whatnot. What's that process look like going into it? Because, you know, I know I have a lot of people, they'll do these, you know, the food trucks, or they have, you know, whatever little thing, and they'll be at these festivals, popcorn, you know, whatever. And you see them all over the place. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, you just like call someone and then they let you in. But I'm kind of curious, what does that look like? I mean, booking somewhere all the way up in Greenville, and then you've got the local events. I know you said you're on Facebook, kind of just like finding them around, but as far as like getting involved, is that like a intricate process, or what's that usually look like?
So when I first started Tatted and Tart, I think I just started on Instagram, and I just started like filtering through, which I kind of already had knowledge of all the vendor markets just because I love going to them myself. Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, there's like some big, like select few that I would love to get into. So I would go to their page and I would see if they had like their vendor application open. And most of them like didn't at the time, but you have to see like when their next one is. And then you have to like subscribe to their email list and then wait for that to like pop up. Or some of them are like ran by other vendors and you can connect with them and then try to get in that way. So it's a lot of like networking, a lot of just kind of like subscribing to emails, going through the application process, and then waiting until you get the yay, you're in it, or the nay, sorry, you're not picked this time.
Okay. So do you normally like pay a fee to get in there?
Yeah.
Or, okay, gotcha. Because I didn't know if that was like that, or they took cut of the profits or whatever.
Yeah, and I think it just like depends on, because there's not like a consistent like rate or anything.
Whatever the event feels it's worth.
I think it just depends on how much they feel like wanting to.
Well, that's what like I don't know if you remember this or not, but once upon a time at the fairgrounds, you remember radio used to exist. The rock station 98 Rock used to have that rock fest there.
Yeah,
and you go there and it's like they have the vendors out there and stuff like that, and whatever concert you go to, and it's like, it's a hot dog, it's $15. Yeah. And I always kind of assume like, well, one, people pay it, but also, like probably it costs, I mean, however many, hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you kind of think about, well, they are charging $15 for this Bud Light right now, but how much I have to pay to get in there. Have you thought about that at all? Like getting into concert venues? I feel like that would translate really well.
Yeah. So like, that's what I was saying about like the bigger venues. So it's kind of like this, what is it? Credit One
Stadium.
One.
Yeah.
And then like some like bigger like things like that. I feel like that'd be kind of cool.
North Charleston Coliseum, maybe. That'd be sweet.
My mom and I, we've been like pegging like ideas off of each other just because we do want Tatted and Tart to become like its own like thing that can sustain itself more. Yeah. Other than having this like up and down like frequency and like income. Because I mean, it's great, but it's just kind of like up and down. So, and you really have to be on top of like getting into these events. And then because if you miss that window, you miss it. Because there's so many other vendors around, and like, that's amazing. I love it.
No, it's great. Yeah.
Yeah. And but it's
always competitive.
Commodity.
We do the third Thursdays downtown. Yeah. And it's just like there's a lot of other like real estate groups or lenders or like just whatever down there at the third Thursdays. Local people do crafts and stuff like that. It's really fun. It's a cute little event they do. But yeah, I mean the day after the event, they just open up for the enrollment, and it's like that day it's booked up. So you got to like that morning at 9 a.m. You're like, hey, I want to be in next month because it just goes quick. But That's actually a really good event. You should check that out as well.
Oh yeah.
Good space to get on. There's probably, I don't know exactly, but there might be, maybe 1,000 or so people go by. It's a pretty,
Yeah.
pretty good event. It's a nice little thing with the community, but I mean, it does sell out quickly.
Mhm.
I can't remember exactly how much the fee is, but it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
It's like really, really modest. You kind of talked a little bit about the income being sporadic and fluctuating and having to
Yeah.
say I'm booking on things. Would you say right now you're like primarily, I mean, at this point you've had the dog grooming business, you're doing this Tatted and Tart. Are you
Mhm.
100% self-employed? Like at this point, is
Oh
that
yeah.
so how's that been for you? I mean, not to get too personal, but I mean, I've done the entrepreneurial thing myself, and that's, not getting
Yeah.
that every 2 week paycheck is a
Yeah.
little, a
Yeah.
little freaky
No,
sometimes.
for sure. So I've been since I started the Beagle, I've been self-employed,
Okay.
like from the very beginning, and I've just kind of like rode the wave. Which thankfully, with dog grooming and already having a clientele, I was already
Yeah.
like knew I was gonna be making money. So it was kind of like a guaranteed, like,
Mhm.
okay, we can do this. And which still, it's still scary because you don't
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah,
how
they
much.
could. Yeah, they could move. They could change. They could do whatever.
Exactly. But I mean, it's definitely had its moments where I like haven't gotten paid and like
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's definitely had its like ups and downs.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't change it for the world. And I highly recommend it
Yeah.
for anyone.
Yeah.
But I think it's like it's really a free fall.
It is. Yeah, it's a scary thing to get out there and just jump into it, and
Mhm.
I mean, it's one thing to say I'm betting on myself.
Yeah.
But then to actually
Actually
be doing
do-
that when the
yeah.
bills are definitely arriving, you're like, oh, I have in fact bet on myself here.
Yes.
This is the only way I'm going to pay this.
Yes.
It's a kind of a terrifying thing, but
Mhm.
it sounds like you've been really happy with it. Have you, again, you said you love the lawyers and the paralegal and the nursing, blah blah blah. God bless them. But
Yeah.
have you noticed that you've been happier since you've kind of bet on yourself and taken this route, or how's that experience been for you? I guess on a personal level.
Yeah, I feel like honestly it's built my confidence
Mhm.
a lot because I've had to rely on myself
Yeah.
for a lot of stuff. And don't get me wrong, I mean, my family has played a big role in my business. Shout out to my parents.
Shout out parents. We love parents.
We love parents. These two businesses would not be where they're at without them and their free help.
Yeah.
But honestly, I've been so much more happier. It's built my confidence. But it's also like I've gotten older. I've learned a lot
Yeah.
since starting it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I've taken that knowledge of what I've learned with the Evil Beagle and kind of putting it towards Tatted and Tart.
Oh, it's much easier the second time.
Oh, so much easier the second
Yes,
time.
yeah.
I mean, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, let's not do this, this, and this
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we definitely did
Yeah,
this.
we know
this, and
exactly
this.
what that's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I've learned a lot, but even in the down times, I've
Mhm.
never like been, it is blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
For sure, but I haven't really regretted it.
No,
all.
I
I've
would.
been
I wouldn't
happy.
trade it for the world.
No.
It's incredible to just. I don't know. It's just the pride in yourself and
Mm-hmm.
being able to control your own destiny and honestly just have the freedom to do what you want.
Yeah.
It's there's obviously if you don't go to work, there's going to be consequences. You ain't gonna make any money, but at the same time,
Exactly.
that's your own dang problem. Just the
Exactly.
freedom to make your own mistakes. Even
Exactly.
there's been times where like, and I'm just kind of speaking for myself here, but I've had bad ideas. Plenty of them. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I've made mistakes, I've done whatever, but I'm so glad that I got to make that bad mistake. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? That I had the chance to experience that
Yeah.
and figure it out my own way. I'm really happy that you brought up, the support you've gotten from your parents and whatnot. Because I touched on this earlier about how, to be an entrepreneur, you have to have just a little bit of arrogance, and not in a bad way.
Yeah.
But you have to have, you can call it arrogance, confidence, whatever.
Yeah.
But you have to have this ability. Hey, nobody's starting a business that has zero competitors.
Yeah.
Whatever you're in, there's someone else, and so you've got to take the stance that I understand this.
Mhm.
I can do this better, or at least I can carve
Yeah.
out enough to be my own thing. And I think with that confidence, a lot of entrepreneurs they're apprehensive about accepting help from others.
Yeah.
And maybe they have the ego and they're too worried. Like I want to do my own thing. It's me against the world. I want to go out here. I don't want to take help from anybody.
Yes.
And I just got to say, take advantage of the blessings you're given,
Exactly.
because it's invaluable.
Oh,
and,
for sure.
And don't think that these other entrepreneurs don't have their helps. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
They've got a lot to lean on. You can, it's one thing to say I'm taking my own initiative, but to say, oh, I want to do it myself. I'll just use Walmart again. Look, they've got about $1 billion of
Yeah.
support. They can get money from anywhere. They can go into any bank in the world and get a loan for as much money as they want
Yeah.
in any circumstance. So, your parent helping out a little bit, or your spouse, supporting. That's the number one thing I see as a partner, maybe helping out in those first few months of the bills, because you were very fortunate, right? You had the client base, but a lot of people, it's, from zero to whatever. And so we see that a lot: spouse support, partner support, whatever. But I would recommend just lean on that so much. And it's so important, and it should not be in any way, shape, or form looked down on to accept that.
No. And it's like, don't get me wrong, because I've been that person too, where it's like, oh no, like it has to only be me, like all these different things. But I think I'm learning like more like not to be like that with Tatted and Tart, because I think I have more of an expectation and a slight control issue with like the evil Beagle, because it is an animal's life that I have to groom. So I take that very seriously, and whoever I bring in or bring on and like who helps me, like I need them to take that seriously.
It seems like a really personal thing.
Oh, for sure. Like, because you're not just grooming a dog. I mean, you're building a relationship with like their parents. I mean, you learn like things about their parents, like while they're going through it. I mean, when they have a baby, or like, when they're moving, and like all these different things. You're like, especially when you've been grooming a dog for 4 years. Yeah. You learn so much. So, I mean, it's more of like a family, honestly.
Yeah. And that's another great thing about the local small businesses is you get that intimacy. Like I get, I talk all this stuff. I get my dang haircut at Sports Clips. But that's why it looks like this. No offense, Sports Clips. But, it's whatever. And there's nothing wrong with them. They're fine people.
For sure.
But it's, you just go in there and you're like, it's just whatever.
Yeah.
Do the thing. And it's a different person each time. I don't know who the heck they are. My wife, however, she goes to, I think it's Mod is the salon, but they're one of those where it's like, I guess I don't know enough about women's hair, but I'm not totally well versed in this world, but I think the way they do it is like you rent a booth. So it's like, more individual to the hairdresser.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like you could have two different people and have two different things. It's not, I think the salon is just like a place to do it.
Yeah, because they do that with dog groomers too. So they have the same kind of concept some places.
But she's got, the relationship that she builds with, her hairdresser and whatnot. It really does help a lot, especially if, you want it to look a certain way. Like, again, the reason I go to Sports Club, I really don't care what it looks like. It's like, it's too long now. And I'll do it about as infrequently as I can.
My fiance is the same way.
No, so. I'll cut it way too short and then let it grow way too long. And then it's for roughly 2 weeks out of 6 months, it'll look fine. But I don't know. I could just care less. But if you actually are concerned with the way you look or the way your dog looks or whoever, you would want that relationship and you'd want that. And I just don't know if there's a way to get that at a like corporate scaled level. It just seems too impractical. It seems too different.
I mean, a lot of people start off in corporate because like, I've heard like PetSmart like has like the grooming academy thing.
I think they do,
Yeah, something like that. So like a lot of people do learn from that, and then they kind of just like build off of it, go to different places or like start their own thing. And I was fortunate to where I did it in like, I guess you would consider like a boutique salon.
Sure.
But I was able to do it differently, in which I, highly recommend if you like get into dog grooming or you're interested. Doing it in a salon is like the best way to learn. Hands-on is the best, because I also did an online school, but it was just no hands-on with the school. Yeah. So it's hard.
Yeah, I would say I agree with that. When I got my start in real estate, I was with the larger brokers before doing my own thing, and that's what you see these larger companies, and it's, it kind of seems counterintuitive of what I'm saying, but I think they have a lot of place for, just starting off and kind of learning how to do stuff. To your point, before you go in there and you kind of learn hands-on and then you grow from there. So it's not that these things don't have their place in the world and whatnot. I mean, it'd be very difficult, especially with the importance, like you said, of reputation, to go in there and do Evil Beagle, and it's your first time, you have no idea what you're doing, and you're just burning bridges all over the place, right? So, kind of lean on the larger ones and grow from there, just kind of use that as a stepping stone, I think. You mentioned you did have this online college. How much more important, or just, how would you compare them in terms of hands-on learning versus this more, I guess, traditional educational formal approach?
I think it depends on the type of online college you do for it, because I presented like some different ones to them that had the hands-on aspect to it, but they didn't want to do that just because of like the cost of it, which I understood. Um, but if it's just the online college aspect where you're just learning like
Yeah.
what the breed is, where they
Yeah.
originated, and like what group they're in, I mean, that's good to know. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
I mean, yeah.
But I mean, the hands-on, like, you really do need like to know, like, hey, like,
Yeah.
which way does the hair grow so I don't like cut it wrong and
Mhm.
everything. So the hands-on stuff with the 2 groomers I learned from, that was key. I kind of honestly, I stopped doing the online school
Yeah.
like halfway through, and I lied and said I did it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, sorry.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Scandals. Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, I didn't feel like it was very beneficial, the one that I did, because I really felt like the hands-on aspect needed to happen.
Yeah.
And I felt like the school needed to have like that, like, part in it to where like, it could hold you accountable also.
Yeah.
But we went with a different one, so.
Let me let me ask you this. This is more of a kind of on a grander scale, not necessarily exclusive to dog grooming or whatever else. Do you feel that, you know, our parents growing up, it would have been, okay, you go to school and then you graduate your high school and then you go to college and you get your degree in whatever and then you do your job, da 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 da. Do you feel that that's still a viable approach? Like, do you think that's still the move? Because I've noticed a lot of people from our generation, they're doing more of the things that we're doing. You know, they're taking a more entrepreneurial route. They're kind of betting on themselves, and you know, you hear a lot about like kind of the gig economy. I'm not sure if you've heard about people ranting about that. Basically, people are DoorDashing, but yeah, that type of deal. It just seems like you see more and more of this kind of localized type of work, more niche work, and less folks are, you know, kind of doing what you started off doing, where, okay, I'm going to go to school and I'm going to learn whatever, nursing, and then, okay, I'm going to do the paralegal. And then eventually it just, for whatever reason, hey, this doesn't really speak to me. I want to go do something else. If you could speak to that a little bit, just as somebody who has gone through it and kind of been, you know, in that path, what are your thoughts on all that? Hey, what's up, guys? Going to take a quick break from the action. How about that Rachel? Ain't she cool? What a cool cat we got on our hands there. Anyway, today's local shout out is going to be Mr. Jake Cummings. Remember him last week? If you don't, go check out the episode with Jake Cummings. That's episode 2. He is your mortgage guy. So if you're buying a house and you need a mortgage, go ahead and holler at Jake Cummings. I'll go ahead and put his number somewhere around here, and you can give him a call and all that good stuff. If you need a refinance, a home purchase, or anything like that, he's your guy. So give him a call. Also, great time to mention, our show is also brought to you guys by the C-Town Sales team. That's my team. If you want to buy or sell real estate in the Lowcountry area, feel free to give me a call, 843-703-9970. You can also visit ctownsales.com. That's 843-703-9970 or ctownsales.com for all your real estate needs. Now we'll go ahead and jump back to the show. Thank you very much.
I mean, I feel like there are people that like thrive on that and can go through that process and everything. And then there's just ones that don't. And my thing is, there's always going to have to, like, we're always going to need doctors and nurses and like all that kind of stuff. Go to school, do your thing, rock on.
I would appreciate if my doctor went to school.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
I'm saying like those kind of things, yes. Like I can see college for that.
For sure.
But I think you can honestly, there's so many different opportunities out there where you can make more money or the same amount of money, like not doing all that and not having to go in so much debt. And I think like our generation and like all that, you know, all that good stuff, we're kind of figuring that out instead of it being like the traditional like office job, Monday through Friday, like 9 to 5. And I find it interesting because my mom always says it, that like we're breaking their mold because they were like taught like this is what you do,
it's
and they don't
formulaic, like
and like they didn't break the mold. But it's like we're like, no, we don't want to do it that way.
It seems like, if I had to put it like kind of later millennial, earlier Gen Z, it seems to be the first generation that kind of made the determination, like, I kind of want to like what I do.
Exactly.
Because I think before, you went to a job and you said, well, I have to have a job and I have to do a thing. And it's just kind of this old, like, you can almost see it in the like 90s, early 2000s sitcom. It's like, okay, there's the dude, he goes to the office, he hates his boss, he hates his life. And that's like, it's what you do. You just hate your life.
You just hate it, but
everything's
you make
awful,
money.
but and then there's a whatever. And then once a week out of the year, you get to go to the beach. Isn't that sweet?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think
like, no.
for whatever reason, our generation's like, I don't know, it kind of sucks.
But I think the wildest part that like throws me off is when like older generations see that and they take it as like lazy.
Yeah.
Or we don't want to work or something like that. And like that sucks.
Oh, they don't know any better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that kind of sucks. Like,
yeah, I mean, and kind of to sort of parrot on what I was saying, like, I know so many people who are just now getting out of college. And first of all, they changed their major like 3 times. And, I'll talk about a good friend of mine. I won't say his name, but, he went to college, I believe, for engineering. And then about halfway through college decided he just like really wanted to be a park ranger. And that's fine, but
that's a whole different.
Yeah, he's like, I need to be amongst the trees, and I'm sure he could like tell you how they're structured as an engineer, but like I don't think it really translates. Now, of course, having to pay for college, he went out and he's got a job at a nuclear plant now, which I'm not totally sure if that was 100% related to engineering or not.
Yeah,
but either way, he's gone out and done his thing. But you're in this situation where you're asked at 18, 19 years old, and hey, this is 6-figure debt, and I need you to figure out what you're going to do with your life.
Exactly.
And I think that works if you're not concerned with career fulfillment. Like if you're just saying, well, this is definitely going to be a job that will help pay back this debt and I can support the family, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But if you are driven more towards having a genuine passion for what you do, I don't know exactly. I would be terrified to like find any documentation of this, but what my passions would have been at 18, I'm sure, I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do. And
they make you take all of those like tests in
we're
high
gonna
school,
examine
like,
your brain and figure out what you want.
What is it like? It's almost like personality tests. I'm like, and everything I would get on those, I was like, I don't even like any of this in school. Like, what are we doing?
I don't know what I forget. I'm sure I took this test too. I don't know what they decided I was supposed to be. All I've ever wanted to be was entrepreneur. That's all I ever knew. I remember in middle school, maybe even elementary school, I determined that I wanted to be a guy who would wear a suit and carry a briefcase. And I didn't know what exactly I wanted to do with that. But I was like, I would like to. And then briefcases don't exist anymore. But that's okay. But you don't know. You know what I mean? At any point. I kind of thought I wanted to be in the corporate world type of things. And now I'm like, just when you see all the red tape with that, and I'm like, I have too many ideas to have to deal with this nonsense. But
I felt like everything I was doing, my soul was dying. Honestly, I really did.
No, I hear you.
That was like the only way I could describe it. And I just felt like I was like shrinking into this little hole. And I was like, something's got to change.
Yeah. I mean, it's happiness above all else. Oh, right? Yeah. No matter what. Like, I was talking to a client of mine the other day, and, we were just sort of chatting about how, I think my first job was at a Papa John's. I might have been 15, slinging pizzas. And then I, was my apartment I had at 18. I was still working there at, wasn't I? I don't, anyway, first apartment, I was 17, actually. I don't know. But I was, whatever my apartment cost, my bills, it seems like no matter what, the money I was making then, I'm not going to talk too much in detail about it, but it's different than the money I'm making now.
Yeah.
And, the funny thing is that your life just evolves with your income.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I remember when I was doing that, making, I don't know, $9.25 an hour or something like that.
Yeah.
I remember thinking like, hey, if I just got to like $15 an hour, I'd be set for life. You know what I mean? Like all I need, that'd be like double what I'm making. I'm going to be good forever. And then I get to that and I'm like, I could never. Yeah. And it just seems like no matter what, your lifestyle just changes. Your expectations change.
Yes.
I've known people who, I work with all types of different demographics in my job, extremely affluent people who are, struggling to get any sort of a house, whatever.
Yeah.
And what I found is that every single one of them doesn't have enough money. You know what I mean? Like no matter what. And people who I would kill to be in your situation, it's just perspective.
Yes.
everybody wants more. And so what I've kind of taken from that is it's like, well, just forget about the money, because the contentness doesn't come from, again, people making $300K a year versus people making $30K a year.
Yes.
And both of them want more money. And I'm like, well, that doesn't seem like it's ever going to end then.
Oh yeah.
you
No,
know? So
never.
if that's not going to give you the fulfillment, then you just got to take that out of the equation.
Exactly.
And find enjoyment in your work. And obviously I'm sure you charge money to cut a dog's hair.
Oh
but,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do
but,
to like have to make a living, like,
for sure.
sadly.
Yeah.
But I don't, because I know there's a lot of people out there that do it for the money.
Yeah.
I definitely don't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, work all the long hours and do all the things because I want it for the money. I do it for the dog.
Right.
And I've said that like from the very beginning of my business, and it does shock some people because a lot of people are just driven by the money,
right.
And when I was like that 18, year old, thinking like, oh, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? Of course I picked the one that was going to make the most money.
Yeah.
Like,
nursing solid. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, why not? But then I hated it.
Yeah.
I sucked at it in school. I was like, my brain does not work with anatomy.
Yeah.
So I had to find, different routes. And yeah, like I did feel like slight happiness, like in school for paralegal and everything.
Yeah, you can
but
find
then,
fulfillment. Yeah.
oh yeah, but then when you get into it and you're doing like the same, like monotonous, like paperwork and all this kind of things, I was like, no, this ain't for me.
Well, and that's kind of what I was sort of trying to get to is that, obviously every business charges money, but you also enjoy what you do. You find fulfillment in the work.
Yeah.
And I think that makes it so much easier to be successful and just to be happy, even when you have the downtimes, right?
Yeah.
If, okay, for whatever reason, XYZ dog didn't need his haircut this month, and I was kind of expecting that, and maybe I'm making a little bit less than I thought I was going to. You can still wake up and be like, I love my life. Exactly. And it's not just so dependent on that. And obviously the more money, the better, for sure. And then, you can use it for whatever you want, good or bad, who cares? But, I think that you have to be in a situation where it's not just the money.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's what I really like about what you've done.
Yeah, and it like comes out in like my clients' like recommendations, or even coming back to me if they have moved like out of the area that I service, and they're like, oh no, you don't service like this area anymore, like we're gonna miss you so much, like we might like reach out to you if we come across someone, like just to get your like feedback on them. I mean, like that means a lot to me,
for sure.
And just in like Facebook post and me getting like tagged, be like, yeah, we recommend her and all these different things. I mean, that's when like you're doing something right.
It gives you pride. People are acknowledging your work. They're happy to share your experience and this, that, and the other. But no, I think it's a really good thing. And, we probably, I'm kind of back and forth philosophically on this about whether or not it's like, because on one hand, you kind of can't have everybody doing their own thing, because that's just complicated.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But I do think that it's, it's a different type of thing for each individual, right? And like, people like me and you, we talk about, hey, I kind of need that independence to have that happiness and fulfillment. I know nurses who are thrilled with their life.
Oh, yeah.
I know people who are working in the corporate world and they're just like, this is what I want to do.
Oh, for sure.
And so it's like, I don't think it's necessarily an issue or anything wrong with that. It's just that you have to find what works for you.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's like, I don't even know if it's like a personality trait, but I think it's like, there's just something in like each person and like that's like what they're meant to be doing. And if you're happy in it and you're like thriving, then I feel like you're in the right place, And I mean, like in entrepreneurship, because I mean, there are, and especially in like trade, like industries and stuff, there are a lot of people that want to like do their own thing. But then when they get like going like in it and start like exploring the idea, they're like, So it's like, it kind of like separates it out from like the doers and the dreamers. But it's like those dreamers that are like wanting to do, but then they're like, and I'm like, so it's just a free fall.
Well, it also sounds great. It sounds also wonderful in your head. And
and then when you're doing it, you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no.
This is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. It turns out it's I mean, all you gotta do to win the lottery is buy a ticket.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
Just
buy a ticket and then you'll win. That's all you gotta do.
Ticket.
Technically, that's all you have to do to win. It's slightly different than that.
Yes.
I'm glad you kind of brought up the dreamers versus the doers thing. This is something I've harped on a million times in my personal life, probably on the show because I just rant about it constantly. But What do they say? 8 billion people on the earth. There's a
Yeah.
few. There's a lot of
Yeah,
people
there's
here.
a lot.
Yeah, there's a couple people sitting around. I think that people are creative and individual, but I 100% maintain that whatever idea you've had, there's at least 100,000 people that have had that idea.
Oh, for sure.
Minimum. You know,
Yeah.
it's a massive world. I guarantee you there is, I don't want to say there's no original ideas, but there's kind of no original ideas. Like,
Oh, for sure.
there's just too many people out there. And the difference between somebody who, I don't even want to say successful, but just somebody who has something and doesn't, is not that, oh, I thought about doing this, I've been dreaming about doing this. It's getting out of bed and doing it.
Yeah.
You know, you have to actually decide to do a thing, because you can think about it all day. I've got a million thoughts go through my mind every day. But to actually take the initiative to go out and not just the drive to do it, but the risk to do it.
Yes.
Because this could have gone a different direction for you.
Oh,
you
for
know?
sure. I mean, I could have, lost it all within
100%.
the first 6 months and everything. I mean, we made so many changes. We had so many things happen in the Beagle in the first 6 months of owning it. I mean, it really could have gone south real fast.
Was that scary at all, going with such a creative approach?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah. It was, I mean, even just down to the equipment aspect of it.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like my biggest mistake was. And just, I should have done it differently. I
Okay.
feel like that's my only regret
Okay.
in the business.
How so?
So I started with a truck and trailer.
Okay.
And I had a local company, I'm not going to say their name,
Sure.
do the trailer.
Oh, you mean
And,
the design
outfit,
and,
the
okay.
outfit and everything, the branding and everything, already had that done. I have a
Okay.
graphic design guy,
Cool.
John Black.
John Black.
We love you.
We love you, John Black. Come on the pod.
Yes. He's amazing. He helped me do the whole branding.
Okay.
Because I wanted a Victorian,
Yeah.
edgy, something different, because
Adam's Family House.
yeah, just like you said, the whole there's so much saturation, so many different ideas that have already
it's
come
just the
out.
minimalist design and
There's so many people that are I'm gonna start a dog grooming business. I'm gonna do this. And I was like, you have to make it different.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to stand out. So
For
I'm
sure.
like, let me throw Oliver up there, give him the side eye that he gives me all the time.
That's your dog? That's the Beagle?
Yeah,
Is
that's
he evil?
Yeah, he's the evil Beagle. Yeah, he is the evil Beagle. He's gonna be 7 this year. And
Happy birthday, Oliver.
yeah, love him. I love him dearly. He is my baby. He is my pride and joy. But he is a product of me getting him when I was 20. Yeah, he's a spoiled little baby.
Oof.
Yeah. But I love him. And so, but with the truck and trailer and having that, company do it, like I said, it was such a struggle, because they kind of sold it to me like they knew what they were doing with the dog grooming trailer. They're like, oh yeah, we've done one. We've done one.
Oh.
One of those kind of things, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but mostly,
we can totally do this.
But mostly it was food trucks and concession
Oh,
trailers.
this dog grooming for same thing.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
laid out what we wanted. They were like, oh my gosh, great, this is gonna work.
Mm-hmm. Just not.
No, they didn't even know half the stuff they were doing.
Yikes.
So it was hot water heater wasn't what we wanted. Water tank wasn't big enough, because you have to factor in how many dogs you can do with the water.
Yeah.
And then they faced the fan for my AC wrong, so it broke within the first week.
Jeez.
Didn't have AC with that forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I had to redo that. I had to buy a portable unit to put in the window. It was so many of these different
Well, and
things.
this is at a time, presumably, I'm not going to speculate on how much cash in the bank, but starting a business, presumably this is not the time to take huge financial hits. Yeah.
No, it's not.
I wouldn't think.
No.
No, I mean, if you're 10 years into it and you got money coming in, whatever, deal with it.
Yeah,
but starting
exactly.
out and you got to redo
No.
everything,
Mm-mm.
it's a nightmare.
No, it was just, and that's where the family comes into play. Thank goodness, I had help, and my dad could do a lot of the plumbing stuff and everything. So that was a plus. And then my uncle could do electrician work and stuff like that. So he actually came from Florida and did some stuff to rework it, because we kind of stopped working with the people from the lot.
Yeah, I figured, yeah.
Yeah, we worked with them a lot because it was under warranty, thank goodness, but it just became such a hassle. It was, I mean, we get one thing fixed, another thing would break. And I was like, never again.
Yeah, you got to cut that out.
No.
It's such a shame when you have folks like that who, they've got this I don't know if it's a desperation thing or just a not caring thing, but you know, when they go out and they say, oh yeah, absolutely, you know, we do this all the time, it's no big deal, and then they just, you know.
Yeah, I'm like, I'd rather you be honest than lie to me.
Have you had a situation where you've had someone come up and they're like, I want a crazy, intricate, like insane haircut with my dog, and you've just had to be like, I can't do that? Or like, I don't know how to do that? Or does that come up at all in your, I don't know how that would work.
I think the only time I've really had someone like come up to me, I've had like 2 occasions. The first one was like kind of weird, but it was just because they didn't want me to like fully shave their dog, but their dog's butt was matted. So I had to shave the dog's butt, but they wanted me to leave the rest of the dog long. And I was like, okay, this is weird.
Okay.
But there was this one poodle I actually did.
Poodles.
And yeah, poodles. And like the notes were like, mom likes the dog to have a shaw. And I was like,
I don't know what that means. What's
I was
shaw?
like, what? Like what women wear like over them, like in the
like a
little blanket looking thing.
Okay. Interesting.
And so I had
they want the dog's hair to be a shawl?
Yeah, they wanted it to be like a shawl. And I was like, what? I was like, how?
So did you like?
So I like read the notes. Thankfully, the lady that taught me how to groom, her name's Kristen. She owns a salon now in Brevard, North Carolina.
Sweet.
Love her. She had done the dog before.
Okay.
And she worked for that mobile company for a while before she moved, and I took her place.
Mm-hmm.
So I like called her and I was like, what are we doing?
How do I do
was
a
like,
shaw on
I was
the
like,
dog?
what are we doing to this dog?
Yeah.
So she kind of like walked me through it, and we got through it, and it was fine. I mean, literally, it was just like they just wanted it to be like arms.
Okay.
Like,
almost like a jacket.
Almost like a jacket.
Sweet. Okay.
And I was like,
it's a vibe.
I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
cool.
it's summertime, but
for sure, yeah.
whatever. I was
Short
like, it's
sleeves.
hot. Y'all live on Isle of Palms. What are you doing?
Well, yeah. The vibes.
Yeah, but I mean, I did it. It turned out fine, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was definitely, I think that's been like the weirdest thing, honestly, shockingly. But outside of that,
yeah.
I mean, I could pretty much do anything, really.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I don't know exactly how it translates to dog room. I don't know if that was, but I was kind of talking about. You see these people who will just take on these jobs. Like I get the one for me is, you know, in real estate, people will be like, "Do you do commercial?" I'm like, "No, I but you know, I'm licensed to do commercial." And that's the thing is, you talked about, you know, whatever messed up your truck.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's like just because you're licensed and technically can do a thing doesn't mean you know how to do a thing. Like I'm licensed because the way the real estate license is you're just licensed for like all of it.
Yeah.
So I legally can do commercial, but I don't know how to do commercial.
Exactly.
Not well. I mean, I could probably figure it out, but like my thing is, I always tell people, say, hey, look, I am willing to take a stab at this, but I need you to understand that I don't do commercial real estate. And if you want someone who is extremely good at commercial real estate, I can give you a list a mile long of great colleagues and friends of mine that can do this wonderfully. And it's not that I don't want your business. I would love the opportunity, but I need you to understand, like, I can't negotiate a contract on like, you know, $1 million commercial piece of property and in good faith be like, I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? I think that's something that is not to, you know, above you, but like, I just think you need more people out there that have that integrity to be like, hey, I don't know how to do it. And, you know, if it's something I wanted to branch into later, I'd probably, you know, go talk to those colleagues, say, hey, can I shadow you on a few deals? Can I, like, you know, we'll do whatever and figure it out.
No, for sure. I think like, so I guess like more instances, it's not like that I can't do a haircut. I think it comes down to like if someone gives me a picture of a haircut, I can probably make it work. Yeah. Like in some way, unless it's like, you have a really curly dog and your dog has straight hair and like it's like some kind of like wild weird and it just doesn't match up. Yeah, if you're giving me like a picture of like a golden retriever and your dog is like a poodle, that just things like that where it's
change
like
the breed.
That I'm like, that's not anywhere close.
That's me at the sports clips being like, have Fabio make me look like him.
Yeah, but like, so when I'm doing a groom, especially, so like, for example, I did a puppy yesterday and sweetest little guy, and he was totally fine for me doing like his eyes because there's no noise. Yeah. But I tell mom and dad, I said, listen, like, I know y'all want a full haircut on him, but this is his first groom. I said, I do it a little differently. We try to do everything like through like a partial groom, so like face, feet, sanitary area. I see how he does. If I fear like that something is gonna go wrong if I give him a full haircut.
Yeah.
Or he freaks out or whatever, I'm not gonna do it because I'm not gonna make him scared for his first groom because we're not gonna like terrify him.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I'm like doing it. He was the sweetest little guy for his eyes and everything like that. As soon as I turned on the clippers, a little velociraptor.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to eat my hands and he wanted to eat the clippers. And I was like,
oh my gosh.
I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. And I tried. That's what took the longest for him. And I worked on him, I want to say, for like an hour and a half.
Can you confirm a theory of mine? Are the little dogs more evil?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I find these big dogs I've always been a big dog type of guy, but they're just so much chiller. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's almost like they don't have anything to prove. You know what I mean? They're like, I know I can eat your face if I wanted to. So I'm not going to
It's like the little dog syndrome.
Them little yappy things, they get aggressive. I've only been bit by a couple dogs and they've all been like the size of my ankle. They're just little things. I can't remember the name. It's like a little one of the little terrier things. They're like this tall and they have white hair and they're really fuzzy. I don't know. Those things have got me a few times.
I don't know. There's a lot of little white terriers.
Yeah, a little white terrier thing. I don't know, but they seem more aggressive. But you think about it. I guess from the dog's perspective, I'm trying to imagine myself. I'm sitting here and proportionally there's like a 40-foot man with a spinning blade, coming at me. I'd probably freak out a little bit too.
But like it is funny because it's like my table like goes all the way up. So like
it helps to be like eye level like that.
Yeah, so he can be like eye level with me.
That probably does help a lot.
And like so like I'm talking, doing my thing, and like I got him to be really calm, like me doing his face. And he was really sweet. And like he stopped trying to bite me.
That's good.
For the face. But as soon as those clippers turned on, he wanted nothing to do with it.
That probably would freak him out. I bet it gets easier though. Like when you almost kind of like meet the dog and like get relationships with the dogs. Yes. And they're like, oh, this is Rachel.
You build
She's
trust
chill.
with them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because it's like the first time is like, why are you bringing these things towards me that are making this noise?
Yeah. And then like the owners are like probably not back there with you.
Yeah, no. And sometimes honestly having owners like makes it worse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I've had dogs.
Trying to like get to them.
Yeah, and then like freaking out, like acting so much worse with their owners being there versus without. Because also at the same time, I don't muzzle dogs. I have one muzzle only, is for one dog, and it's for her own safety because she likes to bite my dryer.
Oh, yeah.
So like that's for her safety, not mine. Because I have a 3-bite rule. You try to bite me 3 times viciously because I know the difference. Yeah. You're gone. We don't play that game here. But funny enough, because you were talking about the big dogs and the little dogs biting you because you have a husky. Yeah. I've only ever been bitten by a husky.
Really? People tell me every time I say husky, I've heard this phrase. They say it's like a cat's brain in a dog's body. I've heard people say this to me about huskies before. And they are little opinionated things. Yeah. I would say a husky, kind of like, I guess like a medium large dog. But they have, they kind of talk to you. Yeah. And it's like, rah, 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 and in their mind, I guess they're making words. But, yes. But they are the most like opinionated dogs I've ever met. Like before that, growing up, we had some ambiguous retriever thing. He was also a rescue, and they were like, yeah, he's probably got some shepherd in him, some retriever. I don't know. It was like just a thing, He's a dog.
Love rescues.
Oh yeah, he was chill. He was the best dog ever. But he was really cool, and he would bounce. He would get excited. He would leap like this high in the air, like bottom of his feet. Ridiculous dog, but the nicest, coolest dude ever. But he was just like this stereotypical, golden retriever. You know what I mean? Like he's goofy, just loves everything, happy to see it, don't care. Probably, if he had any ambition, could be a good guard dog, but the most terrified. Oh, yeah. Like in football, you put on the helmet, he'd freak out. He's just the scaredest little dog ever. But, he'd do whatever you want. But the husky, it's like she's got her own ideas for how today's going to go. Yes. You know what I mean? And she wants to do her thing. And, that's great. That's fine. She's a great dog. We love her. But goodness gracious, they're more like defiant.
Yes.
Yes. Like if they don't want to do, kind of like a cat.
Yeah.
A cat is... Do you do cats, by the way?
No.
No?
Oh, no. And it's funny because I have a cat.
Okay.
Her name is Wednesday. And I rescued her off the highway in Mount Pleasant. She was like the size of my hand. She like tumbled under a car in front of me. Like 2 years ago when I was coming home from work. And I like ran out of my car barefoot up the like on-ramp. Like, oh, wow. Waving my hands at cars like, please stop, please no, don't hit this cat. No other kittens around, just her. Yeah. I wouldn't even groom her for
Really?
a long time.
Yeah.
I gave her her first like bath myself, like honestly a couple months ago. Before that, I paid a friend to do it.
Yeah, it's funny cat rescue, like you say, like that story you just saved her off the interstate or whatever, or the
Yeah.
highway. It's always like, I rescue a dog. It's like, I went to a shelter and I rescued the dog. But the cat's like, yeah, I found it in a dumpster. Like
Yeah.
cats just come to you.
Yeah.
I've always been more of a dog. We have like how many cats? We have 2 cats now because
Yeah.
my wife had a bunch of cats,
Yeah.
and so we've got cats. But I don't know what it is. Cats have always had like a vindictive nature against me. What mine does is she'll like a couch like this.
Yeah.
She'll hide under the couch, and when I walk by, she'll like get
Yeah,
out and get my
get
ankle.
you?
Yeah, just lay an ambush. Yeah,
That's
and
hilarious.
but she doesn't do it for anyone else. Cats specifically do not like me.
No, because I thought the same thing because like I like babysat for like some people and they
Mhm.
had cats. Like the cats hated me. I really didn't like them either. I was like, oh, okay. But I don't know, like when I found Wednesday, I was like, oh, okay. And my mom was like, are you going to take her to the shelter, right? You're
Yeah.
not going to keep her, right? And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I'm going to take her to the vet and make sure she's okay. Because she was like bleeding from her face or whatever. I just want to make sure she's fine. My mom was
Yeah.
like, oh, here we go.
No, my wife's cat, she found that it was a storm. This is when, way back in the day, she was in Georgia living there. I don't know. She was like really young. I don't remember how she got. Bonnie and Clyde were a couple of them, but then the one before that was Sylvie was the first one, and I'm pretty sure Mariah will tell me if I messed up this story. I'm pretty sure it was Sylvie that she was like really young. That cat's like 30. I don't know how the cat's alive, but
Whoa, that is an old
not
cat.
that old.
Well, yeah.
That's an exaggeration.
Cats
but
live
it's
for a long time.
I didn't know
though.
that either. Yeah, they do live forever. But the
Yeah.
cats, but she got to be at least like 20 because I think Mariah was
Yeah.
like a little kid. Anyway, point is there was a storm and this tree fell down and my wife goes out and just finds this like not even eyes open cat. I don't know how
Yeah.
it was even in the fallen down tree.
Yeah.
How would it get up there? But just brought her in, kept her in her closet secret from her parents for like a week and would bottle
That is
feed her.
so
Yeah. And then after
cute.
about a week or so, like, is there a cat in your house?
Oh my god.
And somehow she was able to keep them. But that's just like how cats come to you. But I did not grow up around cats at all. It was always
Yeah.
doghouse.
Same.
My mother and my sisters are pug people.
Oh, I love pugs.
Oh, dude, my wife hates pugs. She says they're like
love
she's a
pugs.
big dog elitist.
I love pugs.
Yeah,
I love them.
they're so cool because they have no thoughts. Like they just
Yeah.
want to hang out with you and
Yeah.
do whatever.
They're
You could
chill.
take. They don't think about anything. They're just.
I mean,
there
they
hanging
get
out.
honestly, they get super old too, and they get like
They get so
they
geezed.
get like they get so cool as they
we
get older
had
too.
we had our pug, which was a he was I guess so okay, his name was Tug. Tug the pug. Yeah.
Aw.
Tug had some crazy lore. So we got him. He was like
love it.
6, maybe. We don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But so there was a shelter. Initially, they were like $50. You can have him. And
Wow.
they found him, and he has this like weird scar on his back.
Yeah.
Like we thought maybe he was like under a hot car, and there was like he backed up with some mufflers.
Yeah.
Like it's like burned, like black skin.
Yeah.
It's not the color of skin. It's like
Yeah.
black char, and his big scar down his back. And they found him, and then there was like a bunch of puppies and a couple other like pregnant pugs, and so we
Yeah.
thought he was like like the pimp pug of the pumping bill type of
Oh,
situation.
okay, yeah.
Yeah. So they like I guess the puppy mill got like busted or whatever,
Oh,
and then the
okay.
shelter was like, we have a surplus of pugs now, and he hadn't been neutered or anything.
Yeah.
And so they were like $50, you can have him. And so we went to go get him, and then while we were on there, they called us up on the way, and they're like, yeah, so there's a lot of blood in his urine now. You can just have him. And we're like, okay.
Okay, cool.
I'll save you $50. He's peeing blood.
It's
So-
like just have him. He's
yeah,
feeling blood.
and
Y'all,
he
y'all
was
can take
like,
him.
He was like 5 or 6. We always made up legends about like what was young Tug like out there, getting scars and
right.
impregnating all the
Right. He just like run around the puppy mill doing
He's
his
got
thing.
crazy lore with Tug. But anyway, so we picked him up and got fixed him and whatever. I don't know I was pretty young at the time, but whatever cocktail of antibiotics made him fix his bladder or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was that. And the point is though, you talk about getting old. He got so geezed. Like he might have been. We don't know exactly how old he was. I think probably close to 20 because we don't know how old he was when we got him.
Yeah.
But it was kind of this like running joke it was like, oh, Tug's last Christmas. But that went for like 4 Christmases.
Yeah.
He just kept going.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like they're like the Honda Civic of dogs. You
Honestly.
know, like everything breaks but the engine.
Yes.
And so he was his eyes, he couldn't really see.
Yeah.
He couldn't really hear.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't really walk.
but he was
did
living.
not appear to be in any pain.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, he's good.
Yeah.
He's straight. He's fine.
Yeah.
He couldn't move. It's just this old little wrinkly thing. But everyone loved him. He was the chillest guy ever. We have no idea if he even knew he was alive his last 4 years. He would have had like zero conscious, eyes completely closed. Couldn't see him. But he was chill. He was the coolest guy ever. God bless Tug. But then there's a couple others now. There's these two. He was the, what do they call him? Is it fawn? The one that's got like the tan skin.
Oh, okay,
got the tan, not skin, but fur.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had these other two. They got the black fur now. That,
Gotcha.
my sisters have. Well, no, my sister and my mom has them. So, yeah, they're big pug people. But there's that and dogs.
Pugs.
But I'm not entirely certain how I got on that tangent. I just like talking about pugs.
No,
but
no, pugs are it. Like
rant.
I've had 2 like 14-year-old pugs that I groom, and let me tell you, they like full of life.
They are.
Like,
they're just
doing
happy
their
dogs.
thing. Like,
I've never seen a sad pug.
Like running around my bus, just
They're
like
so chill.
woo, like doing their thing.
It's like true blissful ignorance. They have no concern about any. I've never seen one upset.
No.
Tug bit me once. That was my fault. But
no, I do a pug mix. Actually, funny. The 14-year-old, her name's Polly, and the younger one, her name's Olive. Olive hates her nails being done. She has to go in the sling of shame, is what I call it.
Is that what you like dangle them?
Dangle them. She has to go in the sling of shame. And so, like, mom loves it. She asked me, like, if I survived.
Yeah.
Like, every time I come in, I'm like, yeah. I'll have some, like, battle scars from her, like, scratching me.
Yeah.
But I love Olive. She cracks me up.
Yeah, you gotta, like, clean their wrinkles, too.
Oh, yeah. I have to get, like, Olive in the wrinkles.
Yeah, you gotta get up in them. They don't usually love that.
Oh,
no, they're
both
not a
of
fan
them
of that. Sure, it
hate
feels
me.
super weird.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would hate someone being in my wrinkles like that. Be like, what is
swabbing
this?
my wrinkles,
What is this lady doing
on
with
a
this,
Tuesday?
like in my wrinkles? Like, I would feel the same.
That's crazy work. Yeah, but no, I was never a. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, I was never a cat guy growing up, and my wife was, and I had to be introduced into cat culture, and I still don't understand it, because they're so, like, dogs are, I don't know, dogs seem to understand humans more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? But cats seem to acknowledge humans.
Yeah.
But they're also there. Like, I've tried to rescue a cat like 4 times, and it's just been my neighbor's cat. And
not the neighbor.
Well, because I'm like, oh no, there's a stray cat in my yard. I got to bring it in. My wife's like, that's
that's okay. I was like, I thought you were just trying to take the neighbor's
No,
cat.
I'm like, oh no, look, this poor kitten's on our porch. And then she's like, that lives 3 houses down. And I'm like, oh, I guess they just walk around. I don't know.
Oh yeah, like some of them are just outdoor cats. I could never. I don't know. I can't. I'd
be stressed about cars because we live in the suburbs.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we lived out in Walterboro and we had a bunch of acreage we were on before we moved to Somerville, because I grew up Somerville, and then we moved out to Walterboro, and then the work was like, it's just better commute, and so I moved back to Somerville. Probably moved back out there when I retire because I like living on the land. But anyway, we were on a whole bunch of land, and I was like, everything can be an outside animal there. We had a pig, it was sweet. His name's Hudson. He's the man.
Aww.
But he's cool. He's still out there. But anyway, so we had outside cats then because it was like, whatever.
But like, I just outside living in neighborhoods, like I
don't trust my sons like on the road.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I'm
People
like
whip around the corners.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, and especially because I've lived here my whole life, it's gotten so wild here.
So crazy. So
wild, and I just no.
Are most of your clients like Somerville people, or have you seen like a ton of like we've been here for a year or two?
Yeah, so I don't service Somerville anymore.
Oh, okay.
I used to, but I have always worked in Mount Pleasant since I started. So I service like the Mount Pleasant area, Sullivan's Island, Isle of Palms, Daniel Island, and then I do a small part of Allendale, which is shocking. A lot of people won't go out there.
Yeah, Allendale's kind of cool.
Yeah, I love Allendale, honestly, and I had my bus parked out there for a while, but what was I saying? I lost track of time.
Somerville.
But no, I do that side of town now. So I got away from Somerville. I just no.
Yeah. I feel like
I lost like my train of thought, to be completely honest.
Well, I feel like Mount Pleasant's probably a better market for that.
Oh, you were asking me about the people.
Yeah,
like, they were Somerville people.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, sorry. No. Like, honestly, I see a lot more people that aren't from here
Mm-hmm.
and that have been here for like that,
Yeah, like a year or two.
couple
Yeah.
years, or I'll
Especially
get
in Mount Pleasant.
or I'll get the ones that have been here for a long period of time
Mm-hmm.
and feel like they are
Yeah.
originally from here,
Yeah.
which I'm cool with because they don't like the other people coming in either.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, like, do you,
Yeah.
whatever.
It is funny. I was talking about this on the podcast last week is, someone will be talking to me and they're like, man, all these people moving in. I was like, brother, I sold you a house 2 years ago. You're from Buffalo. Like,
Exactly. I'm like, you're not from here.
Yeah, like, and
I
then,
was
hey,
born and raised
you're welcome.
here.
We are, look, Southern hospitality, but like,
Yes.
don't be closing the door now.
Yeah,
All right,
like,
it was open
you've
for
only
you.
been here 2 years.
Yeah.
I've been here 26.
If you're still hitting the used guys, don't talk about people coming in.
Right?
But,
like, exactly. But there's, like, honestly, even where I live right now, my like cottage apartment complex,
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's a slim amount of like South Carolina tags.
yeah, we got so many people, especially in the Mount Pleasant area.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mount Pleasant, Charleston, West Ashley, like right up
Yeah.
on the coast.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Somerville
Yeah.
too. But like we've had so many people move in from out of state, and like, hey, that's great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that, like, it's getting more popular and people are happy to be it. But there is something like, it does kind of kill my soul a little bit when I see this like old business is like not even good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just like this old crappy whatever shack has been here forever.
Yeah.
And now it's a Subway, and that kind of kills my soul.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, nah.
Like, this makes me sad inside because I'll be driving around. Like, we're not even that old.
No.
And I'll be like, yeah, back when I was a kid, what? Like, that wasn't even what that was anymore.
Well, I remember that. Yeah, in high school, I'd be, Coach Mitchum. He would always ramble on. You went at Ford. You don't know Coach Mitchum. He's a funny guy. But anyway, but he was always like, "Yeah, man, Trolley Road used to be trees." And I was like, "Yeah, well, shut up, dude. I don't get, But now I'm like, back in my day, and
Exactly.
I'm 26.
I'm like, have you seen Berlin-G? That is wild.
Dude, that overpass is. They'll never know. I'll be like, y'all don't
No.
understand.
Like, that whole thing did not exist.
I
I
know.
said, I could get home from Fort Dorchester in like 20 minutes.
Mhm.
Now I don't know how long it would take you.
I can't
be
get out of
honest.
Westcott in 20 minutes in the morning.
It's
Like when
wild.
it's ridiculous. No, I mean, it's so packed because that was one of the reasons we chose to move there is because it's just like we have, the two young boys and then
Yeah.
you've got Joseph Pye and Fort Elementary. And so
Yeah.
it's like, okay, there's two elementary schools in the neighborhood. This is like
Mhm.
great for the kids, but
Yeah.
also there's, parents dropping off kids at two elementary schools in the morning.
Yes.
And so it's like, if you leave early enough, you're fine. If you leave late enough, you're fine. But
Yeah.
if you leave your house at 7:20,
Oh, you're,
you are just chilling,
yeah.
which it is what it is. But like, it's just such a packed up area. But yeah, Ashley Ridge used to be one lane. It's just
Yeah, I drive like that road sometimes because I go out to
Mhm.
buy like
it done widen that thing up.
yeah, like they widened that thing. I said I remember because I did go there for 1 year,
Mhm.
like my freshman year.
Okay,
I do remember that road being
yeah, nothing
absolutely scary
ridiculous.
and
yeah.
like just bumpy
Super,
and narrow and everything
drivers.
wrecks like all the time. Okay,
yeah,
I was like, and I drove it. I was like,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it's
I was
crazy.
like, all right.
And it makes me feel so old now talking about it. I'm like, I remember back in the day, and it's like people think I feel like I'm 80. You know what I mean? Talking about,
Right?
I remember back when this used to be a small town, and it
I
wasn't.
know.
I guess relative, but it's just grown so much, which is such a double-edged sword
Yes.
for entrepreneurs because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, yes, triple the client base, that's fine.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's like you won't get this anywhere else, but
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. That's why I feel like I've grown such a attraction to Walterboro, partially because I was living out there for a few
Yeah.
years. So you live somewhere you get touch,
Mhm.
whatever. But I'm like, this just feels so much more, like not even better, but just more
it's like,
like,
just slow,
southern. Like this
slow
is
pace, like. And I'm not saying like like Somerville and stuff was like slow pace like ever.
Not when
but
we were there. No,
no.
maybe before like the
Yeah,
60s and 70s, maybe.
but like it's not like it was now.
no, it's
Like it's. I mean, I sit in traffic to go like 15 miles to go home, and it's like 2 hours.
yeah.
I'm like, this is like LA.
It is, yeah. No, I've been to LA actually, and I can confirm it is very
Yeah,
comparable.
Same.
Yeah, but it is what it is. But I don't know. That's kind of my thing is that and I understand like making things better, but sometimes you lose it's like it's sad to lose something even though it was worse.
Yeah.
And it's like I understand that like this is a better option,
Yeah.
but I kind of like that it was this small town,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just I don't know, so you can only find it there.
Yeah, and like downtown Somerville didn't used to have anyone down there ever. Like, and now every time I go there, it's popping.
Yeah, which hey, good for them.
Good, yeah, love that for them.
But yeah,
but before it was dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just if I could change one thing, if I could just mind control the universe and make it my own way, I would say, hey, I'm all for new, but I would love like there's a place down there, you know, Pumas.
Yes.
Love Pumas, dude. Pumas, he's from New York. You ever meet the guy? He's like very obviously from New York.
Yeah.
But he's like not this like corporate. He's doing a very unique, fun thing.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, he's not like from here, but he's still like keeping this like, you know, unique, fun culture. But if that were to be like, you know, friggin' cookout, you know what I mean? I'd be so pissed,
No,
you know, because
exactly.
I don't care if it's a, you know, I just love small business. I love that uniqueness. That culture is just so much better for me.
I agree with you, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's the move for sure. Which is kind of, you know, that's why I like what you're doing. I don't know. I can't even think of a lemonade brand right now. That's all like the store ones. You know, it's like.
Yeah, I mean, there's other ones like out there. Don't get me wrong. I've like seen them because I have done research. Because I mean
Scoping out the competition.
that is my background. I was a paralegal.
But what's the story there?
Right? I was like, I did have to find things on people, but but like I do know that there's other things out there, but I try to do mine differently. I try to do it like more over the top and everything like that. So like it separates it out, just like how the Beagle separates itself out. Yeah. So it just attracts people.
Yeah. Well, and there's this kind of scarcity mindset I feel like sometimes, and that's one of the things about the growth that's good is like it's not a small town. Yeah. There's a lot of dogs. You know, like you don't have to groom all the dogs.
Exactly.
And so that's the beauty of being unique is like there's definitely going to be someone in the world that's like evil Beagle. No, could never. Not my good,
not everyone's
sweet.
Cup of tea, and like that's cool.
Not evil dog to the evil Beagle. I could never. And that's
exactly.
Like, it's chill. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of dogs, and so that is the better thing about operating in a bigger market is like, as much as I talk about how. Yeah, you know, you might lose some of the small town, whatever. It does allow more opportunity for creativeness because if I have something that only 1 in 100 people like and I'm in a town of 1,000, it's going to be a bad day.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But if it's only 1 of 100 people like it and there's 1 million people, I'll probably be fine. You know what I mean? So there are definitely benefits to that. And I don't know, 2 sides to every coin. Corn. There are 2 sides to corn. They look similar though.
Yeah.
But anyway. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. Is there anything else you wanted to throw out there for the world to see, Rachel?
Not really. I mean, come get some lemonade.
Come get some lemonade. Come at the what is it? The Sunday.
Sunday. Maybe. Holy City Vintage Market.
Sweet. Which one's going after that?
It will be the Feminist Magic Market.
Magic Market
in North Charleston.
Okay.
And then I'll be at the Misfits Market. And then a romance bookstore lovers market. That one I'm excited about.
There's a bookstore specifically for romance.
So she actually is like the only mobile bookstore.
A mobile bookstore.
Yeah, she has her own bus. It's called the Smut. It's called the Smut Bus.
Yo,
I love her. She's amazing. Yeah,
and you're gonna be.
I'm gonna be part of her little market.
That's so funny.
Yeah, she's one of the vendors that I've talked to.
Check out the Smut Bus, dude.
Yeah, get
her on my show. Tell her to come on.
I will. I would
love to.
I'll give you her information because she I love the whole setup because she's gonna be at the Feminist Magic Market too. And then
come check out the Smut Bus at the Feminist Magic Market.
I'm telling you, she's amazing. Wow. And then and then I'm doing the Charleston Pride Festival. And then I will be doing the Somerville Italian Fest.
How far out is that? That would be June, right?
So no, actually, instead of doing the parade and everything in June, they moved it to October. So the pride the Pride Parade is in the morning, and then at the refinery after they're doing the festival until 6 p.m.
See, there's so many things happening. That's another, I didn't even mean to do this when I started this show, but I just be finding out stuff.
No, I'm serious.
I've never heard of a Smut Bus.
No,
or whatever. you know,
Yeah, with these vendor markets, thankfully,
there's so many people out there.
I've gone to so many of them, so I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like I have an idea. But then when I started like getting into it, I was like,
Yeah.
this is a whole other ball game.
There's so many, and that's what like, I don't know. That's the whole point. Is like there's so many people out there that like I don't know about. I just want to meet everybody. I don't,
Yeah.
you know, I hope that I can generate some exposure and sales, but like I
Yeah.
just kind of want to meet everybody.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big
Yeah,
world out
no,
there.
she's super cool. I have to give her like your information
For
or
sure.
whatever. And but honestly, I have so many different like vendor people that own like the businesses and stuff that I love and have always loved.
Yeah.
So
No, it's its own little community. But okay, so we've
Yes.
got all those, and then Evil Beagle. How can they find you? You have a website? You have Facebook? How do people book you for Evil Beagle services?
The Evil Beagle is on Facebook and Instagram. It's just the Evil Beagle Grooming Spa on Facebook and the Evil Beagle on Instagram. But you can find us and you DM me, text me for an appointment.
Cool.
And you can find Tatted and Tart on both of those.
Tatted and Tart, yes. I'll try and put the links to the Facebook pages and all that so they can find you. And I'm sure you'll put like any other festivals and whatnot. I'm sure that'll be on your social pages and whatnot.
I'll be posting those like every month. So
Cool.
Yeah,
that's what's
we are
up.
busy in October.
That's good. That's good.
Yes.
That's the beautiful thing about South Carolina. It never gets cold here. You can have lemonade at any point in
Except
time, and
last
it's
year.
reasonable.
Last
That was
year,
but that was we got that. It was like last
I
year.
had to
and then,
winterize
like,
my bus every
that's
day.
crazy. It was like 7 years before that. It was like once every decade you just get cold.
It's like once every 8 years we get like snow.
Winter approaches once every 8 years. But for the most part, it's called Somerville for a reason. It do be hot here. But I'm wearing this blazer out of principle because it's September, but it is hot.
Yeah, I'm wearing a dress because it is hot.
Yeah,
so.
She made the right choice. Anyway, appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Thank you so much for watching. Rachel, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you. And make sure to like, subscribe, all that, whatever. I feel plastic saying that, but I don't know. You're supposed to, right?
You're supposed to do all the things.
Do it, whatever. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate your viewership, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.